Hello, dear one. Your fulfillment comes from flow and not from fear. Besides that being a fun way of saying it with all these F's in them, this is actually how it is. This is how reality works. The last few videos, well, the last many videos actually have been about really coming into that I am presence, felt sense of it, feeling, flow. That is where our fulfillment and creation comes from. And when we hold open the door or the portal for this to be able to flow through unobstructed, then our needs are met naturally. I'm not speaking from my full own experience at this point, so I want to just say that. But I am in the process of really opening up fully. And besides it feeling amazing to really live in and as that I am presence, not just inside still, on a mountaintop, whatever, great. Do it if you want to. It's also a wonderful way to really embody the felt sense of I am as opposed to just speaking it from your mind. So it's a very important part of our journey as far as I know. But then it's like taking it to the next level where the fear and the contractions and the limitations, the false matrix experience, everything we do there, we do from fear. Even if you feel that you're above the fear and you can push your way through it and do it anyway, whatever it is, which is all the things we have gone through also in so many workshops and experiences that we've had where we just like, push through. And it's all fine. I think everything has its place. But I also feel that the place that this time, this year maybe, is inviting us into is to let it flow from within and not try and squeeze it out through fear. There's a big difference, right? Fear is contraction. And as long as we all live in and as contraction, we want to get out of that limitation, the lack, all the problems we have, disease. We want to come out of it. So we work in that frequency of fear to get out of it. That doesn't mean we can't get out of it, because many people do. But there is an easier way. And even though you might succeed in this struggle, you will always find yourself struggling and pushing and efforting because that's the only way you know. That's the only way I have known most of my life. I gave that up many years ago. And you know why? I was so done with it. I just could not make myself push through or effort or whatever anymore. It just felt my whole body said, I'm done. If that's the only way you can live a normal, fulfilled and content life, I don't want any of it. Simply, it's like I will not live my life that way. And that was very clear. And then, I had to start moving through the fear that would always pull me back in there. That's the programming of the Matrix. I happen to have done a video of that. that fear is the food of the Matrix or something. You can watch that. Everything in the Matrix is based on fear and division. As long as we are divided from our true source, we will live in fear and strive and efforting in order to, I would say, in order to make ends meet again. So instead of living in duality, we start moving back into oneness where flow happens. Flow is from that state of I am that is not dual, that is one. And that's why when we come into that I am presence and really start feeling it and resting in it and leaning into it, trusting it, then there is a natural flow that simply starts happening. And it's not because you're doing anything or I'm doing anything, it's because we have stopped doing something to make things happen. Instead, we make ourselves available for what is already here. It's just, I was going to say it's waiting for us, but it's not even waiting. It's not like, you're coming. It's just here. It's just here. And for whatever reason, we have all taken some little side road or something for a few lifetimes or maybe many to experience what it's like to not be in the flow of oneness, in the flow of fulfillment. And now that we have tried that, and it was probably fun, we can say that. We learned a lot. We had some exciting experiences, some scary experiences. And now many of us are saying, okay, I want to go back home. I want to go back home to my real home with a capital H in here where the oneness is just natural, where I don't have to push and pull and strive and whatever it is that we've done. So your fulfillment and mine does not, that comes from the flow inside, not from fear, right? So we need to get ourselves into that flow. In one way, it's simple and many people talk about it, leave your past, come into the present moment. It's very easy to say that. Try and say it, You need to leave behind your past so you can come into the present moment, the now moment, which is where the flow comes from all the time, right? Everything we experience comes from inside of us. And it just flows. And depending on what shape we see this through, what beliefs we have, what limitations we have, that is what it flows through. Even if we have maybe a very clear mental image of what we want and we repeat it and we do affirmations and we do a lot of the things that many of us have been taught to do over the years. But as long as there is an underlying feeling of, oh, it's never going to happen to me, you can watch the video on that. I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. Then that is the aperture that I also have talked about. That is like this. And you can see the little openings in between my fingers. That's where it can come through. So you just get a little bit, right? You get a little bit. But you don't get the full experience of who you are, of who I am, until I leave that programmed false matrix behind and come back into our natural state, our I am presence, and really start feeling how everything flows from here. That has been one of my, I think, big realizations to really understand, not understand, to feel, to realize that it all comes from I am. And that's why it's really important for me, at least, to consciously go there. And then when I'm there and I know that creation moves from here, then I can sense into, well, what is this I am? What wants to flow from the inside? What wants to create itself in this or that form? And that's why I offered a meditation also a few days ago, where I take you into the new earth. I invite you on a little walk in the new earth, into the new earth, which is inside of us. And then notice how when we are there, then whatever we feel we long for, because the longing has a lot to do with it too, because the longing is simply feeling your I am presence. And that's all we really want. So then from there, you just start, well, oh, I want to be at peace. I want to feel fulfilled. And I don't want to live in this crazy place where everything is hard and you have to struggle and it's not there, there's not enough. No more. I want to feel what it's like to really feel fulfilled and relaxed in that. Now you go from your I am, you want to experience your own qualities. So you walk as that, you speak as that, you make yourself available for this without the past. I know I've been talking a lot about this and I'm probably repeating myself a lot, and that's okay. We need a lot of repetition to get out of something that we have been so 100% identified with that we don't even question it. So identified that we question our true reality, our true divine essence and expression and experience. It's simply because we've been covered with this programming. So you can practice that if you are able to. If you remember it after watching this video, do you remember to go like, oh, I am, and what is it that I am longing for or feeling inside? Or maybe I'm feeling something I don't want, the past, right? The limitations. But what do I want? That's where it comes from. So the more we make ourselves available for the flow of our fulfillment, which is flowing all the time, everywhere. And when we set a clear intention that I want the flow now, it's like we send an energy into the field, into the flow, so it can start shaping itself into that wants to flow, that we want to experience. In that, there's not much to do. The doing comes from not engaging in the past, consciously staying in here, I am, consciously feeling what we long for, what we want, what yearning there is, and then stay there as often as you remember it. I often say, maybe always say, put little reminders around your house. Let your phone, make a sound, a little bird chirp every hour, just like, oh yeah, oh yeah. Because we keep getting lost in the 3D world, more so than ever, because there's so much crazy going on that will pull us out and be afraid constantly. How am I gonna, what am I gonna do, right? Constantly. We have these reactions over and over and over. There is no peace in your reaction. Your reaction will not change the world, but your peace will. You may not know how and what's happening. That doesn't matter. Your I am presence, your peace, your love, your non-reaction. I've done a number of videos on that in the past, also about not touching it. Very, very powerful. So that's where we need, that's really a practice. And when we more of us do that, we do bring a new energy into this experience. And that again will impact others. If you're just like not reacting when something major happens, others may go like, wow. First they may think there's something wrong with you. Like, why are you not reacting? I just don't. Unless I do when it happens, and that's okay. But then I don't react to my own reaction. It's like, oh, okay, there's a reaction here. So give it a try. Please give it a try. It's much more impactful if you take these things that are being offered on the YouTube channels, so many, not just mine. It's easy to go from one to the other, right? And just listen, which is fine if it's necessary to remember. So it's not a bad thing, but go practice it. Go practice it. Walk around your house, walk out in nature, and just practice feeling your I am presence. And know that that is where your creation comes from. Thank you, my friends. Please comment below. Let me know how this goes for you. And if you need support in getting out of the past, most of us do, if not all, reach out and I can support you in that. Have a beautiful day.